Now, if I have an earthquake, I have to leave with that because I had an earthquake in one of my Zoom calls last week. I will leave, but I'll leave the camera.
Oh my gosh. Wait, where are you calling from?
I'm in Mexico City.
Oh, Mexico City. Yeah, no, I didn't.
I had a few
I'm
of
in
those.
California. I grew up with earthquakes. I grew up in Santa Rosa, California. We
Oh,
had the
yeah.
earthquake of '89, and it was just ridiculous as a kid. So yeah, I grew up with earthquakes, and it wasn't. My parents are from Los Angeles, so they had even different earthquakes down there
I
too.
just got to leave with that disclaimer.
Yeah. If you
Okay.
have to go under your desk, I'll understand.
Exactly. Let me shut my Trello up too.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go through your agenda then, because you have that in front of you, and I have all your
Yeah.
notes about how to set the pricing and so forth. So let's start with your
Great.
agenda.
Great. So yeah, so I put together the email for the pricing for each book, variant, hardcover, paperback, ebook, and I'm fine with it. The only real question I had, and I wanted to solidify with you, was the ebook price, because I have a network of people that will actually buy my book as part of their membership package, and so everyone's agreeing to buy everyone else's book so that we can actually boost our numbers on a launch. And so if it's possible to start at $2.99 and then change it to $9.99, I don't know if that's allowed, but if it is, that will help guarantee a lock on the actual Amazon bestseller list. And I only want to do it for 2-3 weeks, however long we need to get the number one ranking. And then after that, we can switch it.
Okay, and Jen also cautioned me about having a low ebook price, because then you won't become, your sales then split. Then it goes to best-selling ebook instead of best-selling paperback, hardcover, whatever, right? But she said you can't control it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and I'll go through the whole thing, and because it's amazing, and I really do like this. But the same thing, I would rather you price it a little bit higher, and then maybe here's the other thing: it's not a one-time shot. You can also have another book launch again as an ebook, and then favorably put it out there, whatever price you'd like. And then what's so cool about this, and I know this too, is when we do ebook promotions, promoting the ebook, 9 out of 10 people will go there because it's so cheap, but they end up buying the paperback.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that.
So I'm gonna run this through too, and the reason I did contact Jen is because she's the one who referred you to me, and I really want to take care of you. And so I said, I do want you to make sure when we finalize some things for this launch that you're a part of this. And she said, absolutely, I want it.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. My main thing is that I agree with you that ultimately the paperback and hard copy versions, and even the audiobook, those are the things that are going to be the driving force of this book. I'm just trying to get Amazon bestseller status.
Because I'll tell you this timeline, you're thinking something, and so am I. Wait till you find out what the timeline is for this, this promotion. Okay. So the audio. Now I know Tina said she needs 30 days once we're live?
I heard 60. So once we actually have the ebook published, like once someone can actually buy something on Amazon, only when that happens, then can we actually go to Audible and start the clock. And the clock can take up to 60 days. So it may not take 60 days, but it wasn't Tina who told me this. It was Paul, who the production person I was working with over there. And Paul specifically said, expect 60 days.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Because normally in my publishing world and in publishing world in itself, we always launch all the editions at once. We don't do ebook first, because then we can lose a lot of money, obviously. The other part is,
well, it depends on how it's done. And I think this is where you and I have a conversation. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying let's talk it out, right? Because I want to make sure.
No, that's what today's about. And it's unique enough because I don't really have a lot of clients like you that want to do this game in Amazon. But I love it because we're gonna do something amazing. And Jen showed me, really what it's all about. Okay. So why don't we pause that for a second? Let me just go through the list.
Yeah, go ahead.
How it goes. And then we can go back into your agenda. So she says we need to get the book up on Amazon.
Yeah.
Don't say anything about it. No one's gonna know about it until we send people to go there to buy it. What she does need you to do is she needs you to get 10 raving reviews. We need 10 raving reviews.
On Amazon.
On Amazon.
Because we already have them for the book, and I can get those same people.
Have them to go back, ask the same people. Perfect. 2, we need to select unique categories. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay for this program. It's $99.
Yeah.
It's called Publisher Publisher Rocket. Publisher Rocket's going to tell us, and again, I'm very transparent. Jen's like,
Totally.
oh, you know, just whatever. And I'm like, no, they give you the categories and they tell you how many books you have to sell in that category to become the bestseller. So
Yeah.
that's you and I working at these unique categories.
Totally.
You're going to come to the table with yours. And then I'm going to say, hey, I looked into this program. Here's what they're saying that we should put it under. And maybe it's like this really weird one, but remember, we could change
I'm with that. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm totally with that. In
Totally,
fact,
yeah.
what I heard from my community was you want the one that's the hardest to get, you know,
Yeah.
like romance, like it's
Yeah.
impossible to get.
Yeah, exactly. So
But
generic.
put it in there, and then the most obscure, which you're going to get a lock on. And then what happens is when you get the lock on sort of like very obscure title version,
Yes.
it shows up in romance as best-selling book in this other category, but it still says best-selling. And now suddenly in romance, you're going to get a huge lift of actual sales because the one that's obscure still gives you the best-selling
Exactly.
link. So there's ways to do this where you
No.
put them together. It's so cool.
It's all there. Good. So then she says, once it's up, we've got the 10 reviews. Then 6 weeks in advance, you need, and she's like, this is a lot of strategy on Bill's part because it is his clients. So, and I will do my part and I'm going to make everything we're going to
Oh, I
make.
get it. I'm doing the heavy lifting on the marketing. I get that. From day one, I knew that that was my job. So that's not even.
But I'm going to provide a lot of these tools that she's talking about. So 6 weeks in advance, you're going to send an email to all your clients announcing the book will launch in the summer 2020 and also post it on social media. I'm going to give you an email blast.
Great.
I'm making that for you. And then I'm going to make an ad that says coming soon, summer 2020. Then she says 2 weeks before, you're going to send out another email. Hey, just a reminder. And you could do this more. She's just giving us a nice, comfortable schedule. She says 2 weeks before, you're going to send an email, post it on social media announcing the book release date. 1 week before, you're going to remind them again, the book release date. Then the week of, you're going to give them the exact date and time.
Yeah.
Tuesday, wait. I have this. I don't want to jump. Wait, I'm going to go down my list.
Yeah.
Then the week the book releases, send an email, post it on social media, the book release date, and the time to purchase. Now she says you're going to get your Pacific people, but for the most part, it's going to be Eastern. It's going to be Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
That's it.
That window.
That window. And then you and I, because I'm going to do it too, well, my production team is we're going to refresh the screen every hour in the hour. She said, don't do it every hour in the hour. Do it every hour in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Refresh. And you're going to look you're going to look at the one area that says underneath your book details, it's going to say your ranking. Then there's going to be a hyperlink. When you see your number one hyperlink, we're screenshotting it.
Screenshot, totally.
Halo announces this just as much as you do. I'm like getting goosebumps. How exciting.
Yeah,
so
it's good fun. Absolutely.
And we announce it like shit. No, I'm kidding. And then,
we do though. Amazon best-selling book. You know, that's like right there.
Every single thing. So all these announcements that you're making, I'm making social media ads. I can easily make an ad for you. It's really cool. It's like a horizontal ad. Yeah. You're going to see a picture of you, the book, and it's going to have all the details. Those are going to be the banner ads that you're going to send out. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No click-throughs, but the day of, you're sending it out saying, you're going to send this out at 10:30, say buy it at 11 or whatever time. You might even do it 10:50. I don't know how your clients are.
No, we'll do it.
Buy it, before.
Yeah.
Then they click through to Amazon. They can buy it. It's right there.
Right. Now, question. And again, you have other things you want to go through. I don't want to derail you, but I do have a question about this strategy. What's missing, what I'm not hearing in this, and there may be a reason that that's the case, is what about pre-orders? Do we want to do pre-orders or not do pre-orders?
Pre-orders does not count in your best selling.
Really?
No. And then here's the flip side, and you can Google this too. Amazon saying, oh, if you sell X amount of thousands of copies, that's going to make you a best-selling author too. And I think it's like 10,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
So I asked Jen about that, by the way. So what about his pre-order? She goes, no, they will not count.
Okay.
You have to have that time slot between 11 and 1. And she's saying Tuesday, 11 to 1. That's it.
It's a very specific day and a very specific time.
I don't know how well you know Jen, but Jen's,
Oh, no, I know her very well. Yeah.
Okay, so she kind of used a couple F words in it. She's like, it's not F and one and done either.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I mean, if Bill knows you like that, I'm quoting you. No. And she's like, and that's true. We can always come back. We can always do it again for audio. We can always do it again at ebook and throw the price out real cheap. Like you said, like maybe between 11 and, well, we can't, 24 hours for Amazon. But that day, they buy the books, and you could become the bestseller in ebook world in another slew of categories.
Mhm.
And then now you're best-selling ebook, and there's another announcement, boom, around the holidays.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it looks like you need to get it up. But again, that's up to you and how you want to do this. But
Well, here's Lisa. What I'm going to tell you is the reason I'm asking about the ebook price, and I want to be clear about this.
and I'm going to ask Jen too, by the way. So I'm going to
We can
say,
do this. We can do this any which way you want. Like you said, it's not one and done. I get that. I'm part of that. I have a client of mine who has gone through a course like this about how to create best-selling books on Amazon, right? So he's also like whispering in my ear, like telling me stuff that I'm sharing with you and Jen and say like, how do we just make this work? And what he said is, as part of his network, if we get it to the lowest price on the ebook, the $2.99 price,
yeah,
he's got somewhere between 50 to 100 guaranteed sales. Like they'll just buy it. And so the reason that that's important is because if we say 11 to 2 and we do it at the $2.99 price, regardless of all my network of whatever else they'll buy in the hard copies and everything else, we get a boost of like 50 to 100 book sales in that 2-hour period. And that's why I'm saying the price point matters, because that will activate that network. Now, if there's another way to do it, I don't care. Like, I don't even care about the funding part. Like, I don't care about that. What I care about is just making sure we have a lock on the best-selling status when we do this launch.
and I totally listened to you, but why did Jen say he'll be a best-selling ebook instead of, but I guess at the end of the day, the profit part of it, you don't care, you just want to have the title?
Not on this day. This is what I'm getting at. Like, here's my thing. Trust me when I say this is a marathon for us, not a sprint, right?
Okay.
And to have best-selling title status will then allow us to go up the price and then go out there and say, have you already read Bill's best-selling book on da-da-da? And that'll also help me get with conferences and everything else. So what I'm getting at is I don't even care if it's an ebook versus paperback on the best-selling thing, because when we launch it, if we do it exactly as Jen said, tease, 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 boom, on that boom, we can guarantee 50 to 100 sales from people all over the country.
I agree.
So that's a lock.
But I totally agree with the two.
And then we manufacture that win. It's a win. And then whatever else happens, I don't care. We'll play and spin the dial, but we got the lock on the best-selling status. That's what I really want, because then it allows me to go on to podcast. Hey, this is a best-selling author, da-da-da-da, best-selling this, best-selling this. And that will just help me sell the book, because the real sales will come after that, right? The real sales of what we're doing is going to be once I've already achieved best-selling author status. That's when they're going to be able to use it for conferences. That's when I'm going to be able to do it at events. That's where I'm going to be able to do it with, small trade shows. And that's where I see like the hard copies and the audiobook and everything else, a whole thing gets risen up, because then we have best-selling status.
Totally.
You know?
And the thing too is this whole part of this business for you is this book is your business card to have more seminars.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
At the end of the day, and I'm just going to run that through Jen, just to say, hey, here's what he wants to do as far as ebook. But I don't even think I have to run it through Jen. Jen just said, just don't price it so low, because then it'll be best-selling ebook. But we don't care about that. That's
I don't.
You, right?
Best-selling is best-selling, because the whole point is when we say best-selling author, we're not saying best-selling ebook or best-selling hardcover. We're saying best-selling author.
Exactly. Okay,
that's all I care about.
For you, I got one for you. Then why don't we launch paperback and hardcover as a soft release? Don't say anything, but you're going to get, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you have to buy the most expensive thing, but then this day,
the
ebook's there too.
That's it, and that's where we push it hard.
Yeah. Then I don't have to release all three at once. Right now, all that's available is paperback and hardcover.
Perfect.
Those reviews up there, those 10 testimonials. And then
many of the people that I'm going to be reaching out to will buy it at the ebook, at the hardcover and paperback cost. So I'm not worried about that. I got people lined up. And
they're going to do that anyways. That $2.99 is going to be great for the promo, for the launch of it. And maybe we use that as the launch.
Totally.
And they're like Jen said, and they said they're not going to buy that anyways. They're going to buy the paperback.
Yeah.
We've won.
Exactly. That's perfect. I'm good with that. And the main thing is, by guaranteeing the 50 to 100 ebook sales, that will get us in the obscure categories where you only need to sell 20 or 30 books.
Exactly.
With the lock. We get it, and we get the kit piece, because that's what I want. I want to be able to say best-selling author. That's it. Then that helps me with everything else I want to do. So that's great. I'm good with it. That
goes the same too with awards. There's some awards that are really, really small and you win it. No one asks, where did you get the award? They don't care.
Doesn't matter. Award-winning author. I'm with you. And this is the thing. Hear me out. I will submit this to wherever you want to submit it to. Give me guidance as to where you want me to submit it. I'll happily do it.
I do have one for you. The Christian. Well, I have to double check because I started reading some of your book. I'm going to order one because I love to have one and read it. But I just want to make sure it follows the guidelines because the smallest one out there, as long as it's about marriage,
Yeah.
would be the Christian Small Publishers Award.
Fine.
And then
Totally
we just,
fine.
I'll tell you how to get that, and you just go in, and you're award-winning. Done.
Yeah,
Award-winning
exactly.
bestseller. That's it.
And that's it. Best-selling, award-winning author. That's enough. I don't care. As long as you back it up, that's all I have to say. And I'm with you. That's it. That's all I want to do. It's great.
Okay, good. So we're good on that. So then,
So
you
what-
so your files.
Timeline-wise,
Yeah.
what are you thinking in terms of the hardcover and the paperback? When do you think we can soft launch that?
You've approved that, so I can
Yep.
literally have that up and ready. It's today, Wednesday. Let's say comfortably, everything's joined together, paper and hardcover, Amazon, the bookstores have to do this. Then I forgot we're being recorded. Did I swear? No.
No, you're fine. And it's just for me. I'm not giving this. Is not going online, right? This
Sure,
is
that's
for me.
to say, hey, I've
Promise.
got this tape from you. No.
That's right.
So then if we upload the files today or tomorrow morning, because I want to go over everything, then we'd let you know it's going to be there for you. We won't make any announcements. I won't do anything at Halo. And then I can start making this campaign, and I want your involvement in that. So,
Totally, 100%.
so the ads that I make for you,
Yeah.
and this is what I call the concierge thing. This is where we want you to, just as much as anything, to become a bestseller. So if you want some verbiage in those ads, the email blast, then you send that
Great.
to production.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
We designed some ads for you. We'll send those to you. You can see if you like those, the concept
Great.
that we came up for the social media campaign. So then it can be there, no announcements, soft release. So you can let the people that gave you the testimonials go ahead and put those reviews up there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
Then literally you can decide when you want to do this 6 weeks out.
But the hardcover and paperback versions, when you say they're uploaded, do you mean they're uploaded to the point where they can be purchased? Like, what does that mean on Amazon?
Yeah, Jen said that. Jen said that too. I was like, wait a minute, but can't someone buy it? Yeah, they can. If you say one little thing, like the 10 people that will go there and get it, they'll probably buy a book.
Right.
That's okay. That's not
Yeah.
going to make or break the best-selling.
No, I'm good with that. I don't mind having that. And here's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
What you don't know is because I have a 25-year marketing background, I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes you haven't even seen yet. So I'm going to share my screen in a minute. I'm going to blow your socks off with the 3rulesofmarriage.com website, which is ready for production. It's not launched yet because I was waiting to coordinate it with you, but it's already built and ready to go. So as soon as we say it's on, it's on. And that's why I'm asked the question, because as soon as we have an Amazon page to link to, I can have people buying the book there. And again, soft launch. We're not doing the hard launch, but we'll do the hard launch with the ebook version, which will be the big one. But this way we can start the process of getting rolling start with people going up there and doing reviews.
So literally, if we upload tomorrow morning, tomorrow's Thursday. Right?
Thursday, yeah.
So it'll be live this week on Amazon, Barnes &
Amazing.
Noble.
And then that would allow us to start the clock with Tina and team on the Audible side. So 60 days from that would be the Audible book will be up on that as well.
Exactly.
Great. Awesome. This is exciting. This is great.
I know.
Love it.
So and I said, that's why I met with Jen yesterday. I'm like, hey, I want to do things perfect for Bill. And Bill is very organized. And she's like, good, take notes.
Yeah.
So she walked me through the whole thing. And I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, I've had, some of our authors have done it. But I mean, they're on TV and stuff, and they're news anchors. So I'm sure when she went on TV, everyone had bought it. And she just got through her thing. So it's good. All right, so we got that. The pricing's good. I like the pricing.
Good.
You pick $19.95, $24.95, $2.99, or $2.95.
Whatever it was, whatever the lowest one was, I think it's $2.99 or $2.95, whatever the ebook lowest price was for the purposes of jumping up.
But we're not going live with ebook.
No.
No.
We're going to do that in 6 weeks or whatever we say that time frame is, and I'll work backwards from there to promote the hell out of it and get it organized. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We'll need a couple days before that because Amazon takes their good old time during coronavirus.
Yes.
To link things together. So I want to make sure we're up,
locked and loaded,
and everything's on the same page so they can buy all 3 editions. It will
Totally.
forward the audio.
Yeah.
No, because we're not going to wait 60 days to do this, are we?
No, we don't need to.
No, we could do another launch for audio, and we'll make another campaign for that.
Exactly. So my thing is, to Jen's point and what you've just gone through, I want to get the things I want to get locked down is once this Amazon's launched, I want to get Audible started so the clock begins with Tina.
I do too.
Right. Then I want to take the link from Amazon, put it on the website, and then launch the website. So the website's up and running. There's already blog content on there. I can start using this to start to, so when we're ready to go hard, I can start promoting the blog that goes back to the website, that goes back to Amazon, and I can say, look, we have an official launch date, and what I want you to do is hold off. You can buy the book, but I want you to buy it on this date at this time, and we're going to be launching a special pricing on our ebook, and this is what it's going to be. That's the launch date I want you to do. And then if some people trip away, who cares? I got people that'll buy it for $24 for the hard copy. They'll come back for the $3 because who gives a shit? It's $3, and they'll do it just because they want to help me. So that's perfectly fine too, right? Because all I want to do is make sure we have that there. But then those pieces are now integrated. We got the website, we got the Amazon, we got all the reviews, and we're ready to go. And then let everybody else just piece out. And then what I want to hear is the people that have given me the reviews inside the book. The reason I was so obsessive about that is these are the leaders of the transformational industry. So Betty Spruill has been in 45 years. She was teaching Tony Robbins, right? So she was like helping Tony Robbins when he was getting started, right? So Betty Spruill is like an original gangster in transformation. Same thing with Tanya Paris. Same thing with Chris Austin and Francine Ray. I mean, when people see who's endorsed this book, you've got literally hundreds of people that have gone through each one of those trainers in the last year, let alone the thousands that have been in over the last 40 years, right? And having to see that name, they're like, I want this. And they're gonna go after it. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm excited to see where we go.
Those are the reviews we want. From
yeah.
Using the book, we want them there.
And we're going to tell them, we want to put those same reviews up on Amazon, and they'll do the same thing. Like, we really do have like the who's who list of transformation, and they are all so excited about this because I've done so much for them separately, helping with marketing, helping their business. This small ask for me was like no brainer. They're all there. So when I go back and say, now I need to do the same exact thing on Amazon, they're there. They'll do it. No problem.
Good. So then we just have to decide, maybe not this second, maybe just reflect, take in everything that we went over. You just let me know when is that 6 weeks? When is that going to be? And then we plan accordingly. Because you wouldn't say 6 weeks from tomorrow. No, we'd say, okay, Lisa, I've got everything in line. I've got everything set up.
I'll tell you what's perfect.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what's perfect because it's not exactly 6 weeks, but it's close, and I think it's close enough.
Okay.
So my anniversary, my 20-year anniversary is September 3rd.
Yes.
So that's the launch date.
Absolutely. Okay, so we work back 6 weeks from there.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Whatever it is, if it's,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But that's good because if it's September and we're in July, then your audio might be there.
It'll be there. Yeah. It'll be perfect. And the thing about September 3rd is it's a Thursday. So instead of a Tuesday, it's a Thursday. I don't think Jen will have a problem with that. If she does, we can obviously do the 1st of September. That's fine too.
Wait, this isn't going to mess up the anniversary plans.
No, exactly. No, but you hear what I'm saying.
Can't go to Fiji, honey. I want to be bestseller.
Yeah, exactly. No, this will be perfect. This will be perfect. It'll be because then everything's aligned. We'll have the anniversary. We'll have the launch of the book. We'll have all the pieces aligned. It'll be perfect.
And the other thing too is, and I know we're still in this pandemic, but the thing that I've, even in my own career, having a party, having a release party, physical one, because that's where you're hobnobbing around and inviting people that have helped you in your career, vice versa. And you're even selling more books than two, but there should be a physical tied in with the anniversary.
Well, and here's the question. It might need to be virtual because of what we're still going through in the pandemic. But the thing is, I've been hosting these virtual events and I've got hundreds of people there. So I have another network. I need to get permission from my business partner, Shirzad Shamin, who's also a New York Times bestselling author. But all I need to do is whisper in the coaching community. And I literally have 800 coaches that would love to come celebrate with me on that day.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So
Join in too, for sure.
Exactly. So we'll have fun. We'll celebrate. We'll do some fun relationship counseling and all that other fun coaching components. How to use this in your coaching practice. All the things like we'll have some special content that we put together. So yeah, this will be exciting. We'll be able to put together a really fun launch program. And if it is, I'd love to do a physical one. But if we're still in lockdown, 60 days from now, whatever it is, I'm totally fine with us doing this virtually and just blowing it out.
You know what? This is the way we're going to start doing business now.
Yeah.
No matter where we're going.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way you're doing business. And it's like you have to have a big virtual presence.
Totally.
So you have your podcast, YouTube channel. You have all those in line?
It's perfect.
Good.
All right, so let me go through the rest of the list because I think we hit. we did the pricing. That's fine. We talked about the Amazon listing. That's great. The timeline for pre-orders and official launch date we talked about. So we're not doing pre-orders. We're just going to do regular orders. That's perfectly fine. For final book cover art and first chapters. So what I want you to know is, in fact, hang on a second. Let me show you, just to give you an understanding of where I'm at right now. This will be fun. Give me a second. I'm just logging in, and then I'm going to share my screen.
You never know where to look. And I just want you to know I'm looking at you, even though I might not be looking.
That's all right. Let's see here. Just want to make sure it's up and running. It's password protected, so I just want to make sure I got that set up because we didn't want it to launch accidentally. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh, you've disabled the screen sharing. So just go to where it says screen sharing. There's a little right arrow.
That one I know. That one we do a lot.
Okay.
So I'm going to it says make you the host for you.
Fine. That's perfectly fine. So then by doing that, I can share my screen. Here we go. Perfect. Check it out. Ta-da.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, do you want me to give you artwork? Because I do that 3D.
Sure.
You want it 3D?
But so here's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I need the actual cover right here. So this is my placeholder cover. I need if you want to give it 3D, it's great. I just need the actual cover that like the final that we just approved so that they see the same book, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, this is what with all of my research, the number one thing all of my best-selling authors all told me is, you want to give away like 20 to 30% of your book for people who want to refer your book, who've already read it, and they want a place to share with somebody else. The giving away is the first 2 chapters. And what I want to do is, in giving away these first 2 chapters, it's not even the first rule. They don't even get the first rule. They get to read this first, then the backstory of what I'm doing with Elena and giving a foundation of where the rules came from. That's all it is. So it's enough to get them excited about the book, but it's giving nothing away.
Okay, and then the other thing I just want to tell you is Ramona Robinson, who's one of my best-selling authors, who's the master. She has all 3. So she actually, now with the audio, right? But she has all 3 editions on her page. So you'd see right when you go to the homepage. No, right when you go to the homepage, everything's 3D. You've got an iPad.
Okay.
You've got the book hardcover 3D, and then the paperback. I can show you. Oh, I'll make it for you. And then you can decide. Great. I'll give you a couple things to use.
Perfect.
Covers. So we'll do the 3, and then we can have in that all 3 are there. But do we want the ebook to be shown in that artwork or not?
Show it in the artwork, and it's not available yet. And I'll make a notice about that. I'll say we're going to have a launch party, and we'll have some sort of a notice about the launch party, the launch party on that date.
And then the 2 chapters, you handle that, or you need me to handle the first?
What I need is I need a PDF version that doesn't have proof all over it, so that I can cut the PDF in a way that basically I can share. So if you give me the PDF version that's not proofed, then I'll cut out the rest of it and I'll send it to you and say, this is what I'm planning on sharing. Make sure it's okay with you, because I want to be in coordination with you on that. And all it's going to do is give everything that'll be in the regular, like the first 2 chapters with the index. And then the last page, I'll have it say, available on Amazon and Audible. And there'll just be links that take them right to that space.
Okay, good. Good. All right. So then I get you artwork for your website. I'll get you the PDF that doesn't say anything like proof on it. Oh, it's beautiful.
And then you've got some of the actual, some of the testimonials that are here. So you've got some of those here. So what I'm going to show you is the other thing is we're creating the workbook version, which is what I'm going to be doing is the actual content in the book. You saw that there were places for people to fill things out. They'll have the actual workbook itself. And this will be how I create my list of people who haven't bought from me, but essentially will be looking for additional content. They'll get the access to the workbook, and I'll get updates there. We can create that for the next book we do. Then the other side of it is the blog itself, which is already the relationship blog, which is the coronavirus bringing you close together, driving you apart, mastery of marriage, about mental fitness and daily practice, right? Just fun, all this stuff.
Good, all good stuff, good.
And then we have pre-order, but essentially I'll just turn that into the buy now sort of option that they have once we have that up and running.
Now, are you gonna, sewing the book on your own, you're gonna make the most money after you do your launch, right? So are you going to order books so that you have books?
Yes, I'm going to do that. But here's the thing. I don't want to get in the book shipping business, which is why I don't mind having them go through Amazon. And the reason I'm doing that is I will order a bunch of books from you that I will take to my events, that I will give away for free, that I'll use as an opportunity to help get more people to, activated on the site. But my main thing here is figuring out how to do these events, because this is really where I'm not to me, the book is great, but it's my business card. To your point, it's a full feature business card. I'm looking at these events, right? Design your own relationship, a virtual event, mental fitness for relationships, single ready for love, all of these different things. So this is where I really make my money, is the actual events that I'm hosting myself, as well as giving people ideas of how I can come speak at their events. That's where I see the biggest monetization happening.
Well, talk to me about September 5th. It's 1 to 5 o'clock. Where are you having that event?
So this one, and I can change the time because I wasn't sure what the date was going to be. This hasn't been launched yet. It was just basically the placeholder. The idea is it's a 4-hour workshop that's going to actually be about the book itself and the content of how you design your own relationship. So it's taking the essence of the book as a means to have the epic relationship you're capable of having, and understanding what's stopping you from that. So it's going to be based on a trainer and coaching forum where we're going to take individual exercise and breakout sessions with anyone who participates.
Okay, because the book will be out by then for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that September for sure. In July, it's going to be out. Just how you're bringing the people, the traffic to there.
Yep.
Okay, good. Free chapter. I'll get you then the PDF. I'll get you the artwork. I'll actually make a few things for you so you can use. Whether you want to change it up a little bit, you'll have a whole kit for.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Okay. All right. What about anything else on that list? Do we do it?
So let me just check and see if there's anything else on the list itself that I outlined, just to make sure we're covered. So we talked about the book cover art. We talked about when you give me the 3 together is fine. I still need one standalone image of the actual, just the hardcover book. And the reason is because that will go into the workbook. So when people see the workbook, they don't need to see all 3, but just if you have one variant of that, I'll take that.
I'll do 3D rendering for the hardcover, the paperback, and then all 3 editions.
Great, perfect.
Have it all together.
Excellent.
And then how would I put in there that audio part? That won't.
The audio one, we could do as simple as basically have a picture of an iPhone. Sorry, wow, that's really loud.
What is that?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
1 second. All right, good. Gardeners, they always come exactly the wrong time. I can't control that. So anyway, in terms of the audio version, what I've seen others do is take the actual the book itself and put it on like an iPhone.
We do the headphones. That's what we did for Bob. All right, we'll
headphones.
I'll make another 3D one for that one, but then I'll combine it all in with the 3 editions. We'll have the 4 edition one.
Awesome.
So it'll be hardcover, paperback, ebook, and then the head with the headphones on it. There'll be the book with the headphones on it. It's the iPad with the headphones. That's what it is.
Yeah, I gotta stop. That's Elena, by the way. Hey, Elena. This is Lisa. Lisa from Halo Publishing. You've never actually seen her. My wife, Elena.
I just met you on the cover of your book. That's the only picture I've seen of you.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard to get the call. I'm sorry. Thank God you come with us on my other call. They're going to shoot away.
But you have headphones on. You shouldn't even hear that.
I know, right?
Okay, so good. So I'll get you all the artwork. I'll get you your proof, the PDF file with the no proof on it. And then if anything else, I want you to start thinking about some of the ads that we'll design for you for the social media campaign. Okay, if you have some certain verbiage you want to use.
On the social media campaign?
Yeah, because let me take the screen back. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I did. I gave it back to you.
You did? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get into this one.
Hold on 1 second. If it's not letting you, give me 1 second. I can do that. Here we go. Event sharing options. 1 second. Now you can do it.
All right. So here, let me see this. You go to you. No, wait. Let me find it first, and then.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do the same thing.
Well, this will give you a really good idea what we're thinking. Okay, so let me. Just want to think I know what I'm doing.
You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
Ted. Okay. Did I share it? Yes. So see, these are things that we do. This is called the email blast. Okay, so we have do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so we have this, and these are just very simplistic. We try to keep it so it's very clean. So that's the email
Love it.
blast.
Love
And
it.
then we do things like, we have these little campaign ones that we do.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know what they're doing. Oh, that's your FaceTime. That's Facebook, the timeline one, okay?
Awesome.
And then like these small ones we use for social media when we're talking about the book on Instagram.
Great.
Let's see what else they did. And then we just have the pictures of you. Wait, we have something like this too, because
That's cute.
Instagram is kind of like, put it on a coffee cup, kind of do like,
Yeah.
put it in a setting. So we have that one. And then Facebook's like, no, we don't like that stuff. We like it this way. So we do Facebook like that.
That's great.
We have different ones. We're going to send all those to you, but we're actually using those too in our campaign, but we
Great.
won't do anything until you give us the green light.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That'll be after we do the whole launch and everything, because we don't want anybody really going there from Halo in our social media sites until you want to make that happen.
Awesome.
Okay?
Yeah.
So those are those ads, but then that's where you can just extrapolate from that, put in your own words. You might want to do a quote from you.
Yeah.
Like that. Or, you know, there's something that we did. I wasn't comfortable doing this unless talking to you about it.
Mhm.
But maybe we have this one for the book, but then we do another one with just you.
Yeah.
And then we have available for speaking engagements contact, and then we can click it right back to your website.
Perfect.
It goes to the landing page to book you to have you speaking at an engagement or hosting a Zoom workshop or something. Whatever you want. That's what I'm trying to give you, that concierge feeling like, oh, I'm going to have Halo at the fingertips just to do the launch in any way possible. So as a speaker,
You know, one thing I'd love to try with this, take this exact same ad, and instead of saying buy now, I'd like to do a test. And the test that I would like to do is, instead of the buy now button, 2 free chapters, right? And have that be the button. And then have it go to my landing page with the 2 free chapters for anyone who's interested but not ready to buy. Because what I found in the funnel from marketing perspective is there's some people that are just curious, and if they don't know, like, and trust me already, they're going to be in the space of, hey, let me check out what you have. And when they see the first 2 chapters, then they'll basically be part of my mailing list, and they'll give me an opportunity to connect with them.
And you know what? I will tell you this. That is the most profound way of marketing this. You're giving something away free. You're enticing it. It's actually a beautiful segue to get into this whole campaign before we do the book launch event.
Yes.
Plus, I have to say, it's just in business. I had a huge consultant from Caldwell come in and say, FaceTime your clients and you will close more. You will they'll trust you more.
That's right. Because you're real. You're a real person.
Yeah, like had we done this from the beginning, I don't think we would have had, I don't think we ever disconnected on anything, but I think we would have got each other more. Like, your personality is a lot like mine. We're very 2 strong people. So I'm like, okay, Bill, you're my boss. I'm just taking notes. usually it's me going, this is my first rodeo. This is how we should do it. No,
Lisa, I appreciate your working with me on this, because my main challenge was when I put together the flow of those the whole InDesign files. I had it in my mind that we were like done, and then I got a whole bunch of other changes, and I realized, oh fuck, how do I do all this, right? So thank you for being flexible, and I'm sorry that created an extra round, and now I have a much better sense of.
I know, I was just nervous. It's like me showing up to do your event. I'm not going to do it like you. You know, I'm an entertainer. I've done stand-up comedy. I'll make your audience laugh. Yeah. But I will not be you. And that's when I was like, gosh, I wish you would just let me take the reins on this. Like, over the money, and you could clearly see now, you can't do that in 8 hours, right?
No, agreed. Totally right. 100%. Yes, you were 100% correct. Absolutely.
And it wasn't even about being right. I wanted to make it right for you. And I thought, I'm going to have to love and let this one go a little bit. But at the end, we're good. We're all good. And this comment, the most.
Where we landed was great. And I appreciate that. And I'll tell you, like, there was tremendous amounts of learning around the layout process, understanding. And I will tell you, the next one that I do, one of the things that I'm thinking about from ahead of time is, I have a whole bunch of books that I have in the back of my head in terms of the series. One of the ones, so the book that, the next one, I'm not sure what the next one's going to be, because I've got a couple that are already in process. But if we end up doing Fat Ass to Badass, if that's the next one we do, I'm going to actually, from the beginning, it's going to be color on the inside. So the idea there is I know what the price difference is now that I understand what it is, even though it's more expensive. I'm going to design that into the cost. So we do this.
So
So
then
it's
you just
colored
paint color for one page.
because
So
I
what people
have,
with rodeo.
well, this is the thing. And this is, I have pictures from my Ironman that are gorgeous and beautiful and connected. And I can sprinkle those throughout the whole content. So it's visually gorgeous as you
Yeah.
look at the distinctions. And even my fat ass pictures, I want them to be full color and like own my fatness at the same time I'm owning my badness, right? So it's like all these different pieces, and having the ability to show that in full color is going to be a riot, and people are going to love it.
Badass. How heavy were you?
What's that?
How heavy were you?
Oh, I was 265 was my heaviest, 265.
Wait, how tall are you?
Just under 6 feet. Like six, I'm 5'11" and a half.
Oh, how many? Okay, for men, I don't know because you guys are supposed to.
It's a BMI of 35%. Like I have my fat content was over 30% fat, and so like the thing about that was like I was wearing a size 44 waist. I'm at a size 36 now, right? So it's like that was sort of the difference.
You were heavier then.
And 34, right? I go between 34 and 36. This was 44 and 46 at that time. So it was total couch potato land. And I literally went in 3 months, I went from fat ass to running my first marathon. And 3 months after that, I ran my first Ironman. So I went from literally having never run a marathon to a marathon to an Ironman, total freak. And I had Siri Lindley, who will probably end up doing my forward for that book. Siri Lindley is a 6-time world champion triathlete. And when I connected with her, she offered to coach me for my Ironman. Oh my. And it was like Keith Richards saying, "Hey, you want some guitar lessons?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, yes, of course. So she coached me through my whole program, which is why I finished in the top 50%. So I literally, that was the badass part of being able to switch that whole thing over.
Man, what did you do it in? What was your time?
My time was under 12 hours. It was 11 something. It was 11.
No, it wasn't.
It was. And it was the worst marathon time I've ever had because I overdid the bike. So what happened was when I went to the swim was, I had never done faster than 90 minutes on my 2.2 mile swim. So I ended up doing like just over 60 minutes, like 65 minutes on that first one because Siri said, go into the lower categories. And I swam my ass off because I didn't want to get run over and I was terrified of it. So I was like really like burned around, totally cut good 10, 15 minutes off my best time on my swim, went on my bike to recover and my Apple Watch died. This was the computer I was using and I no longer had access to my time and I didn't want to get disqualified. So I booked it. And so the fastest time I'd ever done on my bike was something like 8 hours. I ended up doing it under 6 because of the fear that I had that I was going to basically be off my get disqualified.
The adrenaline. Where did you do the Ironman at?
Santa Rosa, California.
Okay, because climate's also a big issue when you're doing Ironman.
Oh yeah, well that's just it. So this is my hometown advantage. Like I grew up in Santa Rosa. I knew what the climate was going to be. Rolling hills, they called it the Vine Man because it's all grapevines. It's all the wine country. In fact, they were giving out beers and wine on the course. Like this is really cool, right?
You didn't do it. You just kept going.
Not to the end. At the end, I totally pounded, but during the course, it was fun. I had a great time. It was an enjoyable experience. And like I said, I finished in under 12 hours and you have 17 hours to finish. So I was well under the time that was necessary. I finished and my marathon time was just over 5 hours and my best marathon time was under 4. So I had over an hour extra on my marathon time because I literally I hit the wall. I had gone way too fast on the other 2. And like, my first 8 miles were fine, but the second, 16 was like,
Wait, the first out of the rest. The first 8 were great. The rest was shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's 22 marathon. It's 26 miles, and I gave everything I had at mile 8. I was spent. So like I was getting cramped. I was getting all this kind of stuff. So I had to work through all that.
What wall? And you're like, oh shit, this is the wall.
This is the wall. Hit the wall. But that's the next book, Fat Ass to Badass. So it's going to be so much fun.
I love that. I'll tell you a quick one. I didn't drink. I wasn't like a drinker, but I drink. And I just said I'm going to quit. I was in Vegas, Las Vegas, New Year's Eve, the whole thing went all out. Next morning I woke up, I'm like, I'm so tired of looking in the mirror feeling like this,
Yeah.
And I was fat. I'm telling you. And so I said, okay. So all my friends are like, so now what, Lisa? What are you going to do if you're going to quit drinking? I go, and she was like, who quits drinking in Vegas? I go, isn't that could be the story I'm writing.
Yeah.
So, okay, me, So long story short, I said, I'm going to run. So I ran 1 mile. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I hate running. So then I ran, I'm like, wait, I'm not a quitter. What else are you going to do? You can't drink. You might as well run.
Yeah.
So I ran my first 5K for breast cancer.
Nice.
The lady puts the thing, and I'm swearing like a truck driver. I'm like, who the heck puts hills at the end of when you're going to the finish line? F this, F that. And my friend's like this, Lisa, get it all together. I'm like, oh, F you. I'm so
Yeah, totally. I'm so done.
Thank you for running for me. And she's bald. And I'm like this, oh my God, I'm hooked. I was hooked, wine and sinker. I'm like, first medal, love it. So I ended up running 35. And then someone said, after your 35 races, I did 10s, I did halves. And someone's like, well, you should do a full marathon. I'm like, no, I'm not up for it. So I signed up for the Mexico.
Full marathon?
The hardest races in the world because of the pollution and the altitude. Let's do it. So at the end, I was like, okay, good. And I was like, I'm not running again. I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm done running. I've done everything I can about it. I just watch when I'm eating. But I cycle and I still run, but not.
Have you done an Ironman?
No, and I'm not. Okay, we're having a bad connection.
I'm just saying a half. It's not even a full. Do a half. You'll be addicted if you do a half because it's a half marathon. The run's not even that bad. It really isn't. Oh, earthquake.
I'm proud of you. Like, I know that personal journey, like to say, you look in the mirror and you're like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go on. My dad passed away at 56 with a heart attack. So I was like, I'm 50 now, but back then when I quit, it was like almost 8 years ago. But I never went back to the drinking part. And my friends all call me Mother Teresa, but call me what you want. I live a very, very, try to anyways, healthy life. But yeah, when they said, okay, now what, Lisa? Because really I went from a wine bottle to a race. And
great.
In literally 2 months, I was running crazy.
Lisa, if anyone ever wants to know like a recommendation for a first marathon, you did the hardest one. I did the easiest one. I'm going to tell you the best one to do.
Which
Disney.
One?
Run Disney.
Wait, Disneyland or World?
Disney World, Florida.
I did land half, and I would tell you you're lying. It was a very hard race.
No, it was the best. Here's what you go through all the parks. You have characters. You have people that are like distracting you.
Star Wars. I got the hugest medal, and I'm like this. That is a freaking hardest race I ever ran.
So here's what I didn't do. I was a glutton for punishment, and I signed up and wasn't able to finish the Dopey. Do you know what the Dopey is? That's all the races they do in one weekend.
Yes.
5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon.
No way.
Yeah, I signed up to do it. Here's what happened. 2 weeks before I was supposed to go out, I ripped my hamstring, like ripped it, like pop, like couldn't even walk on it. And I asked my doctor, is there any possible way? And they're like, dude, you can't, you just can't. And I'm like, because you'll
walk all the race.
I wanted to race anyway. He's like, you're going to destroy your hamstring. You'll never come back.
You'll never run again.
Yeah.
So you still run.
Yeah, so I still run, but I have not yet done the Dopey. So it's 50 miles in a weekend, 50 miles in 4 days.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
But what's really crazy, that's not my aspiration. Here's what I have not done. I am committed to doing a ultra run, which is 100 miles in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's my commitment. That's my resolve.
Like I ran the full marathon. I think it was like 5.5 hours in Mexico, right? So 5.5, whatever it was. But I just remember leaving my house almost at 3 because to get downtown.
Yeah, 3 a.m. Totally.
So then, and I was telling my friend, she stayed with me. She flew in from LA to run it with me. And I said, come on, no, we got to do pasta at 4.
Totally.
In the morning, we got to eat. I like eat something you're not going to puke or poop on the race. We're laughing, right?
Yeah.
And so then she's like, okay. And so then we're like, literally from 3 in the morning, and I didn't get home till 6 because Mexico traffic, the city shut down. You can't use metros. You can't get an Uber. You're in the middle.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing I'll tell you was coming around, and that's when I hit the wall, and it's still a 10K left. All I saw were heads going up, and I'm like, son of a gun, there's a hill at the end. But then all my friends started meeting up with me, and they're like, should we carry you? I'm like, no, let me do it. Even though I don't even feel my back. But we ran into the Olympic Stadium. As soon as I saw that stadium, I forgot that I've been running since God knows what time in the morning, and I just flew in. It was a
And
great
that's,
time of my
and
life.
that's my finisher picture. Same thing as you. So I'm like agonizing through my last, 15, 16 miles. But the last thing I do is you run through and they have this announcer and they're like, Bill Carmody, first time Ironman, yeah. So like, I'm like, woo, like this the whole way, right? I'm just,
Did you
and
cry?
the
Did you cry during
pictures-
that race?
What's that?
Did you cry during the race?
After, not during, after. So like when I just like collapsed, it was like all emotions and the whole nine. But when I was there, I was just like, yes. And I was just totally like psyched. And that's what the last finisher pictures of me just like doing that whole thing as I crossed the finish.
Send some pictures to me.
I will.
I want to see that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, they're going to be in the book too. So I'll give you a preview of what's coming up next.
Wait, I want the book. I'm your publisher. That's mine. And then I definitely want to see the pics. That's awesome.
Well,
Good.
that's why it was so important to me to include the whole life series. That's what I'm trying to share is that like I want people to know that this is the first of 8 books, right? That it's coming, that this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on. So yeah.
Good. Well, I'm so happy we connected today face to face. I mean that. So in the next time, let's do it again.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? We're working backwards.
Yep.
We should reconvene. Well, I'm gonna definitely keep in touch with you via email for right now because we have a lot going on. I'll get you all the things that you need. And then
in the assets you're giving me, as soon as you have those, I want to put them up on the website so I can share them with you and you can take a look. So once I have the picture of the book, like the final artwork for the book, I'll put that into the worksheet, the workbook, and then I'll also have it in the 2 free chapters. I'll put those together so that you can see what we have on the website.
yeah, show me. Then I can kind of critique it along or say something good or
Totally.
if you adjust something.
Yeah.
So then I'll make tomorrow morning Bill Day. We'll upload files and then
Yeah.
we'll get to all your social media campaign.
Perfect.
And
And
then
then
are we
whatever-
working 6 weeks from September 3rd?
Yep, exactly. September 3rd. And then what I'll say is anything in terms of the obscure categories, give me the list of the listings. Like put it in whatever you want.
Yeah, let me get into that program and
Yeah.
then I'll give you the password, and then I'll get into the program and then maybe you can look at the category.
That's exactly right. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to share whatever list you give me with my friend who's been helping me. He's one of the guys in my book that quoted me. And he'll say, these are the categories. Are there anything we're missing? And so he'll do a second check because he knows this stuff, right? He knows how to do this stuff.
Wait, why don't I buy the program? I'll let you go in. You can use my login and stuff
Perfect.
for this. And then you pick the categories. Why
Oh, I
would pick
will.
the categories? Okay.
Totally. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
I don't want, like you said, you want a vague one and then you want to go in deep. I mean, fine if you come back and say, here's my categories and another one's going to be breastfeeding. I'm like, no. Too far left.
But the thing is, like one of the more obscure ones is one you mentioned in terms of the awards, like Christian relationships, Christian marriage, right? Like that's really narrow. And then there's like a whole bunch of things in that. And then there's like love and romance, which is huge and broad, right? So we look at all the things in between and look at sort of like what we do. So the most obscure titles combined with the biggest, broadest titles will support each other.
Exactly. And I'll go in the list. I'll see what I like.
Yeah,
You
perfect.
go in there, we figure out the categories, we'll commute an email, and then I think we come into closer to this and we just have another conversation,
All right.
walk through it again.
Yep.
I'll also talk to Jen about some things and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, great. I love it. I'm excited. This will be fun.
Good.
Great.
All right, well,
Thanks,
you have a
Lisa.
good thing and then you'll hear from us tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Lisa. Take
care.
care. Bye.